boy was used to drinking soda instead of water. Little did he know this habit would unexpectedly save his life. It turned out that at that moment, the small town's groundwater had been severely contaminated. Everyone who drank the polluted water had transformed into terrifying green-eyed zombies. Fortunately, the boy normally only drank soda and never water, and his baby sister only consumed formula mixed with bottled water. Thus, they luckily escaped infection by the zombie virus. However, the thirsty man standing before them wasn't so lucky. After gulping down the infected water, he quickly began suffering from an excruciating headache. When he returned home, he was horrified to discover his teeth had mysteriously turned a bizarre green color. As he stood there confused, he suddenly heard his wife calling from upstairs. But the next moment, his body unexpectedly began to mutate, and he involuntarily lunged toward his wife, who was showering on the second floor. Before she could even react, she transformed into the same green-eyed zombie as him. Meanwhile, most of the townspeople had also mutated after drinking the contaminated water, and were frantically searching the streets for victims to bite. Jack watched from the window as neighbors fled for their lives, and quickly asked his mom what was happening. To his horror, his mother stood up in an eerily strange way. As it turned out, Mom had drunk a vegetable juice made with infected water that morning, and had already been infected with the zombie virus. Seeing this, Jack froze in terror. He begged his mother to calm down, but she couldn't understand anything he was saying. To prevent his mother from harming his newborn sister, he had no choice but to lock her in the bathroom. But his sister's crying made the zombies outside even more frenzied. With no other option, Jack had to cover the stroller with toys. As his sister's cries gradually faded, the zombies outside finally calmed down. Though the danger had temporarily passed, he now faced a serious problem: how to survive in this apocalyptic environment while taking care of his baby sister. Just as he stood paralyzed with fear, the roar of airplane engines suddenly came from outside. The military, in an effort to prevent the zombie virus from spreading to other cities, had actually bombed the only bridge leading out of town and cut off all electricity, leaving the town's residents to fend for themselves. By the next day, Jack took out his phone to call for help, only to find it had no battery left. Watching his sister crying from hunger, Jack had no choice but to imitate how his mom would use the last bottle of water to make formula for his sister. Later, to prevent his zombified mother from starving, Jack took some vegetables and entered the bathroom. He had intended to give his mom vegetables to temporarily ease her hunger, but he didn't realize his sister had followed him in. In the next second, zombie mom lunged at the baby. Seeing this, Jack was terrified. This moment left Jack frozen in place. He realized they couldn't just wait for death, especially since their food supply was running dangerously low. To survive, he quietly set up a ladder to observe the situation outside. To his surprise, he discovered that as long as they made no sound, the zombies wouldn't notice them. After seeing the family cat they'd had for years, Jack immediately thought of a good escape plan. He opened the door to attract the zombies' attention. While the zombies chased after the cat, he quickly rushed outside carrying his sister. He had originally planned to hide with his sister in a